Get ready for some idiots talking about shit. Here is Justin, Tony, Destin, Andy, and maybe upside down Tommy. It's that talk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of BACC Talk. We're all here today. We're all excited. We got some good stuff to talk about. We've got your emails and all that other good stuff coming up. Let's start it off right as always. Tits up, everybody. Which I am drinking for you, Justin, today. It is Forgotten Boardwalk Cherry Hill Brewing Company.
Which one's that? What the butler saw?
It's Shore Shiver, I guess.
So I know the funnel cake one. I know the funnel cake one and what the butler saw. I used to drink those all the time.
Okay, well this is just, I guess it says Shore Shiver. It's an IPA. Forgotten Boardwalk, Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Nice.
So, yeah, pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I've liked what I've had from them. All two of them.
Yeah, good stuff. So, what's going on, guys? Everybody have a good week, I hope. Justin, looks like you're doing a little knitting behind you. What's going on with you, man?
Just finished this one up. Yeah. Took about 8 weeks. Made it for the background. I'm in the basement now, but shitty microphone from last week, except no wind, so we should be all right. Didn't hurt my ankle. And that's about it. Played a couple gigs here and there, and did some eBay shit. Did some editing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you? How about you, Andy Shades?
My car took a shit, but other than that,
Oh, man.
Well, at least we got 3 cars in the household, and my son is grounded, so that works.
Oh, yeah. What do you get grounded for?
Sneaking out of the house. I got a phone call 2 a.m., 4th of July, from the Brownstown Police Department. Come pick your son up.
What do you get caught doing?
So he snuck out of the house. His buddy, his dad has a brand new Camaro. So they went around joyriding in the Camaro, and his buddy was driving. His buddy doesn't have a license.
Oh, no feeling.
So got pulled over. Dad gets the phone call from the police at 2 a.m. Not good for the boy. So, really, only thing he really did was sneak out of the house. But still, I expect you to be in the fucking house at 2 o'clock in the morning. So,
How old do you have to be in your area to get a license or to have a license? How old? What's the age there?
16 if you do the driving school, which Brendan has his license, but his buddy has not gone through the driving school and done all that, so he doesn't have a license.
I just know a lot of the states are different. I know Minnesota's 16. I think South Dakota's 14.
Yeah.
I think. But I know a lot of the states are different. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, he's got his license, but now he's really only allowed to go to work. So. In 2 months. He's on the IR. So.
Damn.
Tony, what's going on with you, buddy?
Nothing, same old, working and doing a bunch of nothing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing really exciting.
Any famous people walking into Home Depot lately?
Off and yeah, pretty much boring weeks. No, not lately.
No.
We don't get too many people around our area.
No John Mellencamp's, no Tony
No, I haven't seen
Stewart's.
him in a long time. Funny when Mellencamp comes in, because he comes in wearing a shade, acting all cool, like he doesn't want to be seen, but everybody knows who he is, and nobody around here really cares. They're just like, hey, yeah, look, there's Mellencamp. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Well, last I heard, he was trying to sell his house in Bloomington, so I don't know if he's still in the area or not. But
is it pink?
Yeah. No, but it's funny because for a little small town that we live in, John Mellencamp's from here. The guy 2 Foot Freddy's known by with Big and Rich, and all the Big and Rich videos is from our town. We had Miss America, Katie Stam, from our town, and who else? Who else we got? First train robbery in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, little tiny podunk town. A little fame to us, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Dustin.
So, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, Jeff?
So, Mellencamp has that song, you know, married an LA doll, brought it back to the small town. That's what he's talking about, where you live?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he shot the video.
Yeah, he shot the
Wow,
video.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
Damn.
Guy I
The more
used
you
to
know.
work with was in the video, and he hated that he was in the video. So I went through the video frame by frame because he was only in for like a split second, right?
Right.
And so he's like, "Yeah, I'm in it." Blah blah blah. I think he was running track at the time in for high school, and it was like a 2 to 5 second shot of him, right? But I went through very slowly, found it, I screenshotted it, printed it out, posted it up on the bulletin board at work.
You're such a troll, man.
Andy the troll.
Always starting trouble, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta stir that pot. You got that big wooden spoon, don't you?
That's right. That's right. So Dustin, what's up, man?
Not much. Same old, same old. Races Friday night. It's past Friday. Had a pretty bad wreck. Everybody was okay with that. One car jumped another. It wasn't a pretty sight, but good seeing that. Watched some baseball this weekend. Our hometown is Minnesota has a lot of town ball, so our hometown team getting ready for playoffs, and then went out to a buddy's house, shot some clays, and had some Rocky Mountain oysters. It was a good night.
So ball testicles.
Oh yeah, we had some balls.
Bull testicles is what you were eating.
Yeah, they're really good.
For real?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters. If you can get by what they are and you cannot think about what you're eating, they're pretty good.
I don't even think I can get by the fact that you ate them.
Oh boy, it goes around like crazy.
Justin, you want to put balls in your mouth?
Well, I'm not in college anymore, so no.
Oh, you fry them. You fry them up. They're pretty good. Put them on the grill, batter them up.
Well, I always said, you probably don't know this, so I'm a picky eater. I don't eat condiments or anything like that. When they used to do the Fear Factor part, where they'd have to eat something like what you're talking about, people would be like, "Oh, I'd be out." I'd be like, "Fuck that!" Like, I'd be out if they had to put ketchup on it. You know, like there's no way I could even go on that show. I can't even eat like ketchup. So I can't imagine. I probably would eat bull testicles before ketchup, actually. Because I know I've.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I know I've tasted ketchup and it makes me spit it out like as a reflex. So I don't know what bull testicles taste like, but I would definitely try it because I know I don't hate it yet.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, if they're cooked right and all that.
So anybody out there that wants to send Justin some bull testes,
we might have some left over. I might have to send them to you, and you can make them up. But
I think it only works if I'm in that environment. I think I'd have to visit and do that.
So when we're all together, Andy can grill up some barbecue with back barbecue sauce. I'll bring some bull testicles and we'll have some fun.
Yeah, I will eat bull testicles before I eat chicken hot dogs. I could definitely assure you of that.
So you're saying you don't like ketchup? Do you like tomato?
Right. Yeah. I actually had tomato on a hoagie today. So. Yeah, I think did we talk about this before?
We might have
like,
talked
Tony.
Tomatoes,
Yeah, we talked
ketchup.
about this about Tony. Tony can't eat anything.
Yeah. I'm with Tony. I don't think I chimed in, but I don't want my food touching either in most instances, you know.
Well, that's right. We covered that last week. Tony can't have anything touching anything on his plate.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody always says, "Well, it all meets up down there." Yeah, well, you can't taste it down there. Like, what are you talking about? That's not even a thing. You know.
Yeah, up here we do like wild game feed.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone. You are not alone.
I've actually eaten alligator, rattlesnake, you name it. I've probably ate it at some point.
Wow, never. There was alligator bites at this bar down the street from here. I don't know if they still have it on the menu, but Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's different.
Alligator bites. Yeah.
Those
Bites of
are
what?
good. I enjoy those. Those are pretty good. Alligator bites. I've had those.
Frog legs.
Not had those. No.
Mm.
Yeah, we've had just about everything up here. We have people send us stuff, and we find a way to cook it up. I mean, like I said, when you're doing wild game, it's all about how you cook it. It's like fish, how you batter it and cook it, however you want to cook it. But I mean, I live in the
Yeah.
land of 10,000 lakes. We have a lot of fish up here. But no, other than that,
Yeah,
it was.
I
a good
don't eat-
weekend. Got out on
Yeah,
free
good. I don't
water
eat
again.
seafood, but
No seafood.
it's weird. Like the seafood I eat is like the seafood even seafood people don't eat, like mussels and catfish. But I won't eat like mahi or tuna or anything. But I've had mussels and I've had catfish that I liked. I wouldn't order it, but
about
those are
calamari?
the two things. Nah. Oh, I had fried calamari. I wouldn't have it again, but it didn't make me
Yeah.
puke or anything. But for the costs and everything, I'd rather just get mozzarella sticks and know I'm gonna like it.
So, no, we didn't have an exciting. Nobody had a real exciting week, but I'll tell you what was exciting. We touched a nerve last week with our audience. A big nerve with our audience, and the emails were flooded. We had so many emails that I've only selected part of the emails to read because we have so many. So
So we have a show
will-
of email. Perfect.
I will read the top 4 emails that we got, and I'll read all 4, and then we can talk about them.
Should I do
first one.
Should I do like a thing? Did we just put up a title that says top 4 emails, like a cool title thing?
Yeah.
Did everybody just see that, or did they not?
The old late night or late show with David Letterman, top 10.
Yeah, top 4 emails.
All right, the first one. Hey guys, first time writing in. I could not believe the shit you were talking about on the show. Stealing setups? The fuck? These guys acting like sharing setups is the same as sharing the answer key to your high school physics test. It is not the same. That's somebody's livelihood, their income. Fucked up lowlives. Hope karma comes calling. Anyways, love the show. Tits up, Caleb. Thank you, Caleb. Next one.
Wow. Wait,
Well,
so that was in our favor,
Yes.
right? They weren't. Yeah, they were dissing the people we were dissing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Cool.
Hi. So, what I just heard was basically a group of douchebags took it upon themselves to pirate setups. I think I have the gist of what those are. Reminds me of the online equivalent to stealing bootleg DVDs out the back of an 87 Camaro. Take a shower, assholes. Later, losers. Sasha.
Wow.
Next one. This story hits close to home. I'm an artist and I do commissioned pieces as well as sell prints from an online gallery. I have an Insta promoting my art. Too many times I've had people message me saying someone or site has copied my prints and are passing them off as their own. One site was even trying to sell them as their own original work. It's fucked up. A setup isn't the same as a drawing, but the concept is the same. That's our job, our passion, our income. And to take something we worked so hard to create and treat like a Pokemon card, something to be traded, is wrong. Good on the guy who reported them. We need more people like you. Great show, guys. Keep it up. Lane. Yo, back
These
boys.
are some cool names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo,
Caleb,
back boys.
Lane, and Sasha.
Yeah. Love the show. Y'all crack me up. I hope those setup stealing shitbags get fucked. Of all the shit to steal. Really, bro? Grow up. Cock hair for president. Mike.
Wow.
So did Mike
Nice.
vote?
I don't know if Mike voted. Mike, did you vote? I don't think Mike voted. Maybe he did. I don't know. We'll go over those in a minute here. And we'll touch on that before. I know you got a few things you want to get on, Dustin, but we'll get to the election here in a moment. But so it seems like what we were talking about is we weren't wrong.
Well, it almost sounds like it struck home. I mean, what was it, Sasha with her artwork? I mean, that's it's the same thing. I mean, you start pirating and copying and using other people's stuff and passing off of your own, or using something for free that shouldn't be. It's wrong. And in the end, I mean, we all agreed on that. Yeah, last week.
Yeah,
It's deplorable.
Yeah, it struck a nerve with some people that out there thieving, and then the whole thing about thieving, but then blaming somebody else that you were thieving, and or blaming the person that ratted you out because it's just a setup or whatever, like.
But it's like what Sasha said. It's the livelihood of the person that's giving out that product. I mean,
That's right.
Be no different than if somebody walks into Home Depot and takes Tony's fridge he's selling that he doesn't make, but he's selling it. It's his livelihood. That's how he makes his money. And they start.
They walk into Home Depot and steal shit all the time. They're allowed to do that.
Yeah. I was gonna
I
say.
need a Home Depot around me then. Dang it.
I was gonna say, in those towns that they're not even bothering chasing the people down for, there's a certain dollar limit. So maybe these fuckheads are thinking there's a dollar limit. So I'll ask these ass fucks, if they happen to listen to this thing, what they think the dollar limit is up to how much they can steal for somebody else's setup and hard work. What's the dollar limit? Maybe we'll look the other way up to $1,200. Because that's what they do when these people rip off stuff and they don't get chased out of the store, and they're fucking demons. Just hope they run outside.
At Home Depot,
truck.
I know. When I was at Home Depot, that's the way it was. It was, just let them go. Like, you're not even allowed to go outside and get their. You can't even go outside and get their license plate. Or has it changed, Tony?
Nope, it hasn't changed. Still the same. You can't.
You know what somebody needs to do? They need to break out some of these death row people out of prison and put them in a Mack truck and have them situated outside the door on a walkie-talkie and be like, we got another one, get ready. And as soon as that dude comes out, here comes some dude that's already on fucking death row murdering somebody else. There you go. Yeah. That's what you get. And if you start having these random Mack trucks running you over, maybe you won't do it. Because they're not afraid of prosecution, because that's not going to happen.
Just put them at
no, it's not going to happen, because what happens is they come from far, far away land. They don't. Yeah. They're not homegrown thieves normally. Sometimes they are, but because you do have cameras, you do get their pictures or whatever, right? But they still, if they're from an hour away or whatever, they're not gonna. They don't care. Nobody's gonna find them.
Right.
They're not. That's what I mean. Like they're not worried about it one iota. They're not worried about being chased in the first 5 minutes. They're not being worried about chasing the first 48. It's like they just know they got other shit to worry about. And like that's fucking deplorable. I mean, I just hate the mentality of these people. Like they just need to fucking go somewhere. Just like launch them up to fucking Jupiter.
When they return the items, they don't return them to the same store they stole them from.
Right. They're probably fucking drug addicts. I mean, the shit you do to people to keep yourself going is just fucking deplorable. I know. It's like the only word I'm using.
That's what they do. It is what they do. They steal the shit, they return it, they get the store credit, and they go on eBay and sell the store credit. So if it's a $50 store credit, they're selling it for $30 on eBay.
Yeah. Aren't they fucking cool? Why can't they use their fucking powers, like those kind of sadistic powers?
Now I'm giving away. Everybody listening is going to be going into Home Depot now and stealing everything, getting store credit and putting it on eBay.
Oh, he's going to have a busy day coming up.
But somebody like us wouldn't listen to this and use that. So like,
no, right.
Like, it's just like, like we're running out of people here, Mm-hmm. It's like, if I'm worried about like watching a TV show and being like, wow, that's how you could bury a body and hide it. It's like, I just wouldn't think to use that to my advantage. Like I feel bad littering, you know? Like I try to throw like a bottle out and I'm like, it's like stuck to my hand. I'm like, I can't do this, you know? Where is that in everybody else? Like, be better. Like, where's the fucking bar, you know? There was that South Park episode where they went below sea level and they're like, the bar is so low. You know, they had like an actual bar, but it was like all like proverbial or whatever. But like, I just think they did that so well. I can't remember what it was about, but just in general, like the bar is so low. Oh my God, the bar has fallen so low. But that's how I feel, man.
Yeah,
be better.
So apparently, a lot of people are agreeing. I mean, my thing is anybody who would do business with them again is a dumbass. Like, really? I mean, if you're gonna, work with them or support them or what, and even their group, anybody in that group, you're just as deplorable as the ones that did it.
Guilty by
Yeah, you're,
Yeah.
It's
So-
like the people that buy like hot shit, you know, like, it's just you're in that tree with them, you know.
Yep.
You're in the game, so to speak. So you're a piece of shit too. I mean, if you knowingly keep doing something that like is wrong or ripping somebody off, like you're just as bad. Like you should find out and be like, fuck. You know, like if I found out I bought something, like I'd like want to reach out to the person and be like, look, like I should give this back to you or I owe you something.
Well, that's actually happened
no,
up here. I actually,
yeah?
back when I was like in high school and stuff, putting a deck in your car and a big sound system was a big thing. You wanted your car bouncing down the road or whatever. And I bought an amp from a guy and a person I knew, and it ended up being stolen from another person that I knew. So I actually just gave it back to the person it was stolen from. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. I bought it legitly, but I didn't know it was hot. Yeah, I felt guilty as heck when I found, he's looking at my car and he's like, looking at my system and all that. And he's like, it looks like my amp. And he actually had, he marked his stuff. And it was his. We took it off the board that I had it on. And I'm like, hey, dude, I got nothing wrong with it. Have it back. I don't want it if it was stolen. Last thing you want in your possession is something that's stolen, and you get busted with it. Because he reported it stolen, but that's how it went back then. I mean, speakers, sound systems were always stolen. That's why they made those face plates detachable.
Tony, how does it make you feel when people steal from Home Depot?
What?
How does it make you feel when people steal from Home Depot? Now that you're
Well,
woke
I
up.
mean, it's terrible. Sorry, it was a little lag there for a second. I mean, yeah, it sucks. You can't do nothing about it. Things are changing these days. I don't know if you guys have heard, but a lot of the vendors are going to what they call, I guess, like a Bluetooth. So where if it doesn't go through the register, like you won't be able to use this tool at all. If it doesn't get checked out, something inside to where you can use it. So.
But how's that matter if they're just going to return it for store credit anyway?
That's the other thing. So that's another thing that's changed is if you don't have a receipt, and guess what? You're getting denied. You're not getting store credit anymore. They've changed the rules on all this.
Nice.
So Home Depot's not as friendly anymore.
No, yeah. If you don't have a receipt,
No, they're not as stupid.
for, then you're getting denied, and yeah, you get to take it back with you. So.
Okay, well, at least they're doing something for themselves, because before it was, when I was working at Home Depot in New Jersey, guy came in with a set of tires, used tires, wanting to return the tires to Home Depot. Swore up and down he bought them at Home Depot. We're like, listen, we don't sell tires at Home Depot.
I was just saying, you buy tires at Home Depot?
And above my head, they gave him a return on these tires. I guess they made up some shit as far as what they were worth. But, like, they gave him a return on 4 tires. Home Depot never sold tires. So, that's the way, that was the mentality they used to be.
Wow.
Was,
Well, they used to sell tires, right? But then they got tired of it.
Yes. It was, God, he's got dad jokes today. We're in trouble.
I got the ultimate dad joke. I'll be back. Look at that.
Oh my god! For those of you aren't watching on the YouTube, Justin's got a owl that looks like the Terminator on his T-shirt, and it says "Owl be back." And you guys got to give me credit for that, for knowing that was Terminator, because I don't watch movies.
Yeah, that's one of 3 movies you've probably watched. You probably didn't watch Terminator 1 either. You probably watched Terminator 2.
I don't think I've ever watched any of them all the way through.
You got to see T2, man. T2 is one of the best action movies ever.
Yeah,
I just think that is like a very iconic logo as far as movies go.
Well, I figured you would like it because he's wearing shades and he's probably indoors. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's my buddy right there.
I don't know. Looks like he's in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this whole thing. It looks like he's Max Headroom, if that's not too old of a reference.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Tony's like freezing like he's down in Antarctica or something today. Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you asked him something, and he's like, "What?"
Well, he's fucking sleeping. He was sleeping then, so.
It's like, what?
So we touch on the election because we're supposed to announce election results today.
I'll be honest, I didn't vote. I wasn't sure if we should have. I thought the 4 of us were going to have a deciding vote.
The 4 of us weren't supposed to vote. We were supposed to be a tie-breaking if it were to come to that.
I personally still don't have an opinion, like one way or the other, so I'm still on the fence.
Okay.
I don't think it mattered either way.
What about you, Dustin? Should we talk about this?
I think we should touch on it because I don't think not too many people voted, and I don't think they really reached out.
They didn't do shit. Okay, here is what happened. Okay, I don't know how many followers we have on our regular page, our fan page, not the group where people can talk and post, do their own posts and stuff like that, but our page. It's probably over a couple hundred, right? Brad's page, Cockhair's page, before the election started, had 30. Okay? I looked at it the other day. They were doing such a good job campaigning that they had 29.
I'm on it right now, and it actually says they have 30. So they gained.
Yes, they lost one and gained one.
As far as the same person.
As far as membership goes, they lost a member and gained a member, and I didn't see either one of them out there campaigning whatsoever. I messaged them both and said, "Well, you guys suck." Brad's like, "I've been busy." Like, I'm sorry, I can hit the fucking share button on the thing. In 30 seconds, I could have 100 people invited. Or the invite button. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit there on your phone and it says invite people, and you just hit the button to everybody you know, and I have 100 people by the end of the day. So they gained no membership, and 4 people voted. So we're going to take a vote right now. I'm calling for a recall election. And open it up to more listeners who want to run.
Yep. Throw them out. Throw them out.
If they can't do the job, hell, they're supposed to at least go out there and lie to people about the shit they're going to do. They lied to us and said they were going to promote the shit by doing whatever. Well, hell, they couldn't even promote themselves. Tony, what do you think, since your son's one of them? And you're the only one that voted for him.
That makes it even worse. I checked on it during the week, and I seen that, and I really wanted to give him shit for it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be nice, let it go, see what happens, But I think we should give them a chance. They're really trying really hard They put their hearts into it this week and showed us they didn't do a goddamn thing. Get them both out. I'm tired of
it. Justin?
I'm with both of you. Let's just get them out, unless they want to prove something. If we give them one more week, maybe, but they better listen and understand. But we've given them a lot of time to get this going, especially President, or I don't know if we should call him President Cock here anymore.
Yeah, he is now stripped of the name President. He is just cock hair. And he's just one cock hair. He's not even cock hairs. Like, he's just one.
I think he's just hair now. Or just cock.
Yeah, he's cock. Just
he's cock. No hair anymore. It's just cock.
Yeah, you're just cock. You're just cock to us. Yeah.
Poppycock. Yeah.
Poppycock.
Poppycock. Because what he says Justin, is poppycock.
Justin, what do you say? We gonna make this unanimous or what?
I think so. I got no arguments against what you're saying. I was on the fence already with those two, and yeah, I'm not as up on it as you guys are, even though I'm on the show. But if what you're saying is true, then I feel hoodwinked and bamboozled by these two, and no half measures anymore. We already did that whole, let's do this or that for them. Let's give them this much more time. I mean, I can't stand to hear any one of us say that again. So, for the sake of that, and the most long-winded answer I've ever, I concur.
All right. So it's unanimous. Recall election. If you guys want to be part of the backpack, if you want to run for the backpack president, email us at backtalkus. That's backtalkus @gmail.com. Let us know that you want to run. And we will set up a new election here in the next couple episodes. The next question becomes, are they completely impeached or are they allowed to rerun?
No, they're running still, but now they have
more competition.
They have competition.
Yeah. Well, they had competition between themselves. I guess one of them saw the other one's not doing anything and said, fuck it, I don't have to do anything either.
Yeah. Well, the one thing you don't want to hear is, oh, I was doing this or that. It's like, I never appreciated that anyway, Like, oh, sorry I couldn't do this or that. It's just like, yeah, you were late, like, or whatever. It's like, I don't care why you were, just like, don't be habitual with it. Like, I'm always afraid of, like, when somebody says, oh, I was this or that. It's like, you're always afraid that person's going to rely on excuses, And when you're in, like, an agreement with somebody.
Brad's excuse prior to the show last week, or during the show last week, so his excuse for not doing stuff prior to the show was he was busy, right? And now he was too busy to even campaign.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what Marcus's problem was.
I don't know. He even talked a good game too, and look what happened. He still screwed everything up.
Yeah, man. I really left last week as per him. I don't even want to say I was on the fence at this point. Remembering now, like I was really I was really invigorated by him. I really believed in him.
He came out with a fire.
He might get disowned now. Look at that. He might not have a fire.
And Tony, you voted for him. You're not even supposed to vote, so technically you got 0 votes.
Oh,
good.
shit.
The wife texted me and said, "Who do I need to vote for?" And I said, "It really don't matter." Because I seen what they both were not doing.
Wait, what? His wife texted and what?
No, my wife texted me. She's like, "Who do I vote for?" I said, "It doesn't matter." So neither one of them's doing shit. They don't care.
So she didn't vote either?
Nope.
Good. And they won't get no votes next time either because everybody's hearing this and going, well, fuck them.
Look, you don't even have to email us. All you got to do is post something and you might be president. That's all you got to do. That's right. As we see it right now. Show some initiative. That's it.
That's right. Maybe your wife wants to throw her hat in the ring there, Tony.
No, she's too busy.
Oh. Maybe Justin's sisters.
I think it's got to be somebody we don't know. Like, I think that would be the ultimate cool thing. Like, somebody that just sort of knows us and, like, watches the show, you know? I know we're probably not at that point where, like, random people that don't know us. But, yeah, I definitely open it up to somebody that doesn't, like, know that I'm, you know, an asshole or Andy's, you know, wears his sunglasses inside. You know, just like somebody randomly, you know, like a fan page, like not like a crazy Selena fan page. You know, we don't want anybody to eventually murder us. But you know, just somebody that likes the show for what it is, not that they like us or hate us, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be cool. Maybe that would be an instant win. Like Kelly from California, like I don't fucking know her, I don't know her. Like, fuck, you're hired. You know, like, you heard these 4 random people doing something. You like the show for the show, you know, not because we're like, you know us and we're asking you to like it, you know.
Maybe the
Which we don't
stripper
do.
will. Maybe the stripper will run.
Yeah, I mean, look at what's her name?
That'll be really good for you, Justin. Right? We'll have the stripper on the show, and our president. You'll love it.
President Stripper. The Empress has no clothes. Look at that.
Maybe Dustin's wife wants to throw her hat in the ring.
Yeah, I don't know. She might want to throw her hat in there, but I kind of agree with Justin. Somebody that doesn't know us, I think it'd be awesome, you know. Like, you know, I think it'd be better in the long run, but in the same aspect, anybody could be president.
Yeah.
Well, you would think.
Anybody-
You would have
anybody-
thought. You would have thought kicking this off as the first president, somebody that knew us and was excited about it, would have actually put in some hard work to help promote it. Because, you know, the bigger we get, the bigger the president gets, because everybody's going to know who the president is too, right? And then he's signing autographs and signing titties and all that shit, or she's signing wieners. Who knows? You know.
Right.
Well, maybe that's what Cock was doing. Too busy signing cocks.
Maybe. So yeah,
Cocks.
so Cock
Cocks.
and who's the other fucker?
Dick.
Dick.
Cock and Dick.
Cock and Dick.
No tickle dick or cock hair anymore. It's just
How about
cock and dick.
how about cock and balls?
Cock and balls.
Fuck it. They're both cunts as far as I'm concerned. Not to diss cunts, but you know.
You know, we devoted a half a show to them and their fucking debate, and they couldn't do shit. I'm pretty.
Cool.
You know what? You know what, Justin?
Dead.
I'm pissed off.
Dun dun dun. Oh shit. Yeah.
You keep forgetting that.
I did send you an email of it.
Yeah.
Did you
I'm
download the
I'm not
email?
editing that. Yeah, but I'm not editing that in.
No, but I'm saying you could put it on your desktop. Like, you could put it on your desktop and
Oh.
play it.
I guess I could.
But
do
you'll hear
that.
it in your headphones. You'll hear it in your
Yeah.
headphones, so that doesn't matter.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Recreate. Just hang on to that. Maybe we can recreate this. Talk amongst yourselves. What the fuck? Why won't my iPad go vertical? Don't you hate that shit? Like when your phone like stuck on vertical or whatever, and you're like, you have to do this 3 times. What the hell?
You gotta move the magnet.
Now is that just me?
Because you're too busy doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to hold it while you're watching the porn. The porn's supposed to be in one hand while you're taking care of business at the other hand.
Tony has no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, did you use the same hand as your phone hand?
Dude,
My phone's on the tripod, so yeah.
You probably
I don't care what you're saying.
tried to
That's-
shove that. You took that tripod home and tried to shove it up your ass. I know what you did.
No.
Yes, you did. We talked about this
Tripod?
before we went live today. We talked about this. How you decided you were going to play catcher.
No.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it just happened.
For
gonna
Tony
get
who
that
says
sound,
no,
though.
he forgets that I do pre-record everything that's going on. So
Or
you
Dustin
might have to,
sitting there like,
might
what the
have to
hell's
share
going
that
on? What
clip.
did I walk in?
I'm just
What's
sitting
that?
in my tripod.
Oh, trying to figure out what you can do with it.
I don't know. It just goes all different directions.
Where's your wife?
Hiding.
Justin, I think we've talked amongst ourselves enough. Have you figured this out yet?
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing a great job. I think you should do more of that.
Oh.
I don't know where the fuck it went, but
Technical difficulties on Justin's end with his sideways iPod or iPad.
Jesus Christ. I think he's trying to garage band on his iPad.
trying to get the file on my phone because my iPad sucks.
Oh, you're trying to do all that. Yeah, good luck. So, Dustin, were you doing your sexy poses, Tony?
Froze perfect too.
He froze
Working
in a
on
sexy pose. Jesus Christ. Dustin, you gonna watch Home Run Derby?
Home Run Derby will be recorded because I will be busy tonight. Hopefully in the booth watching the TDR Vets and First Responders League. Maybe have it on the side. But that the All-Star games this week. I mean, I'm not as big in the All-Star game as what I used to be, but at least they play for something. But what are your guys' thoughts on the All-Star game? What changes would you make? I mean, the Home Run Derby is always awesome. They made so many different changes in that. How long?
I would make it 3 innings.
Kind of like the race
How
at
many is it?
Talladega.
9.
Kind of like the race
Wow.
at Talladega and Daytona. Make it 20 laps.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. Like, yeah, it's... So, the winning team gets the advantage in the World Series, home field advantage in the World Series.
Right.
But you look at the rosters and you go, well, how many of us are actually going to be on one of them fucking teams? Do you think they really fucking care?
Nope. Why do you think most of them there's a lot of guys that opt out of it. They use it as a rest week or whatever. A lot of guys, it's not even an honor to be in an All-Star game. I mean, even if you look at NFL, I mean, the Pro Bowl and, even the NBA All-Star game or, NHL or any of these major sports, it's really not an honor to be in the All-Star game anymore. It's just like, oh, it's just a day, another game.
Yeah, there's nothing. I think the only sport right now that does the All-Star the right way and has completely changed their format is the NHL.
Correct.
It's a 3-on-3 game, right? 3-on-3?
Yeah.
Or 4-on-4? 3-on-3?
3-on-3 most of the time, yeah.
Divided up, all the All-Stars are divided into 4 teams, and they run a tournament style, quick games, short games, with the winning team taking home $1 million. Split amongst the players.
Right.
It's beer money for them, but there's some excitement to it. They may go through the motions at the beginning of a game or something, but then, come towards the last 10 minutes of the game, 5 minutes of the game, they're down by a goal or 2. These guys are moving. They're trying to do what they can to get that game tied up, score the goals to win, whatever. Yeah, it's not a physical game. Obviously, they don't want to get out there and be hurt, but there's at least some excitement to it. The NHL has changed up their all-star skills competition, too, making that a little bit more exciting and adding some different elements to it, I think they're the only ones that really got the buy-in from the players.
But they're playing for something. Like you said with baseball, the winning team gets the home field advantage for the AL or NL, which is cool. But like you said, how many of them players are like, well, I'm not going to make it to the World Series, so what do I care?
Right. Because you have at least one player on every team.
Yep.
So you're last place, dead last place in the American League and dead last place in the National League have a player represented on the All-Star team. Why the hell do they care? They know their season's over already.
Yeah, it's not like they know if they're going to get traded to one of them teams that have a shot.
Right.
You know.
Well,
In the end, they could win. They could win it. Like say the AL wins it, gets home field advantage, and say you got a guy on the Twins, they trade him off to, the Braves, and they get home field advantage, or they're not home field advantage. You know, in a way, like that guy in the AL hit a walk off home run or whatever, and I guess I don't get home field advantage in the World Series anymore.
I mean, you could do 3-inning games with a run rule,
so
tournament style.
You could.
Just like they do it with the hockey, you know, just tournament style where each division's represented, you know, based on or represented with players, and you know, you get 3 innings, 2 pitchers, right? 2 pitchers per game.
Yep.
You know, you don't burn your pitchers, you know, burn them out. So they each pitch an inning and a half, whatever. You know, maybe one goes 2, the other one goes 1, whatever. And do it that way. And if you want to do extra inning rules where you start somebody on second in the 3rd inning, if it's a tie game, you know, you can do that. Speed it up. Nobody wants to sit there and watch 9 innings of a meaningless baseball game.
So the other question I have, you know, we were talking about how the winner gets the home field advantage. Does that matter in baseball? Does home field advantage matter in baseball? Now that the DH is out. You know, to me, when you're an AL team, you go to the NL, your pitcher has to hit. Your one DH guy that's been your DH all year round doesn't get to play. Unless you pull somebody else out of the field and put him in a position. You know, does home field advantage really matter in baseball anymore? Should they go to like a neutral site and play the series?
No. Brings too much money to your team.
Right. But does home field matter in baseball anymore?
I think it does. I think the crowds are always louder, always more into it than they are in the regular season. It's a completely different dynamic playing in the playoffs versus playing in the regular season. You might play in front of 8,000 people during the regular season and 35,000 in the playoffs.
Yeah, your stadiums are sold out. Yeah.
I think there's an advantage. I do feel there's an advantage to batting last.
Right. Oh, definitely.
So baseball has that, right? When you're the home team, you bat last. So I think there's an advantage there. I do think home field advantage means something. Does it mean as much as they want to put on it as far as like an all-star game winner? Probably not.
How about you, Tony? What's your thought on that? Does home field advantage matter?
Yeah, I agree. I think it does still matter, just like, you know, with the crowd and everything. So that is the advantage of the home team, and, you know, you do get the bat last. So depending on if it's a close game, you know, you still got that chance there in the bottom of the ninth to push it to extra innings or even get a walk-off. So, but, yeah, like you said, during the All-Star game, yeah, I don't think these guys really care. You know, hey, yeah, I got picked to play, so I'm going to go out there, represent my team, do what I need to do. But, I mean, it's just a regular game. That's all it is. There's nothing really special about the All-Star game. You know, it's not like all the other leagues where they do different stuff. You know, you got the NBA with these stupid, you know, 5-point shots or whatever crap that they do. Baseball doesn't have anything. I mean, you know, try to make it a little interesting. You know, maybe, yeah, like Andy said, put the run on second, middle inning or something and see what happens. So.
Or make a home run worth 3 points.
Yeah.
I think what they should do, they should adopt banana ball for the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
Play banana ball for a night for the All-Star game.
That would be fun. Yeah, be over with too. Because I'm telling you, nobody wants to sit through 9 innings of a meaningless game where 90% of the players aren't your home team players.
For those
Unless
of you
you're
out there,
just a nut about baseball, why would you want to do that?
right. For those of you out there, if you've never watched a banana ball game from the Savannah Bananas, go check that out. It is amazing to watch. I don't know. I think Andy's checked them out. I don't know if Tommy or Justin have, but the rules they have are phenomenal. I mean, you hit a foul ball and a fan catches it, you're out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hilarious. I mean, they're dancing, they're having fun. I mean, it would be it's a bucket list to actually get down and watch one of the games.
Well,
I mean,
part of the best part of that, the Savannah Bananas, right, is it and banana ball. It's not a run scoring game.
No.
How you score. Each inning is worth a point. So if you win the inning, you get a point. So if you score 1 in the first inning and the other team scores nothing, you get 1 point. If you score 5 in the first inning and the other team scores 0, you get 1 point.
It's entertaining. I mean, and I think the games are only an hour and 50 minutes long.
They have 2 hours to complete the game.
Is that what it, yeah.
They are on a clock. The minute the first pitch goes off, you have 2 hours to complete the game. The guys, literally, the pitchers, will pitch the ball. The catcher will throw it back to them. And almost as immediately as they catch it back from the catcher, they're throwing another pitch.
They want to get as much of the game in as possible because they know that 2 hours is coming.
Yep.
Like I said,
it's
if anybody
great.
out there hasn't watched it, go check it out. I know they're on YouTube. There's shorts on Reels and stuff. These guys are awesome guys, and they put on a good show.
On top of it, it is so not only is it's a different game. You're playing baseball, but you're playing it differently.
Yep.
It is also the Globetrotters of baseball.
I was gonna say, sounds like
That's what it is too.
The guys are out there dancing. Songs come on. They do dances. The pitchers do a dance before they throw a pitch. Like,
So if you're a hitter and that's happening, are you like, and the pitch all of a sudden comes, there's no way you're ready for it.
yeah. Well, I think you are now because
Yeah,
just
you're
like
used
the
to
Globetrotters, they have a team they play against.
Yeah.
Right? They play against them all the time.
It'd be a blast. It'd be a blast to see a game live. I know that.
And all these players, okay, this is the best part of the whole thing. All the players, both teams, are actually rostered players with the Savannah Bananas real baseball. Either the minor league team where they do play banana ball, but they also play regular baseball games. And they have a Savannah Bananas is actually a college team.
Yep.
So some of the players are college players. But so all the players from the Bananas, all the players from the other team, which is like the Rockers or some shit like that, they're all part of the same Bananas program. It's awesome. It's phenomenal to watch. You got it. It's on ESPN Plus. You can probably get a lot of. They have an awesome Instagram.
Yeah, they
or TikTok. Check out their TikTok because you'll see all the funny parts of what they do on the TikTok.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I know it's not the All-Star game, but I think that'd be interesting tie to go into. You know, is that the new baseball? You know, is that something that gets there? You know, they're always talking about trying to shorten the games and all that because that's another rule they have. They can't even step out of the batter's box.
I think it's a little too out there.
Right.
Baseball's changing, and not in a good way.
Every sport is, but
yeah. They have pretty much announced that not next season, but I believe the season after, they will be going to electronic balls and strikes.
Yep.
So, which I think is terrible. You're going to see pitchers get exploded.
Yep.
Definitely. Agree with that 110%.
Does that piss you off, Andy?
That makes me fucking angry.
I can't wait for a bad call and you're a batter and it's a
We
ball
can't hear
and
it.
the robot calls it a strike. Can you hear me now?
I got
Can you
you.
hear me now?
I couldn't hear Justin. I can hear you just fine.
I'm sorry.
What were you saying, Tony?
So when you're a batter and
So
the
weird.
ball and the robot calls it a strike, who's he going to turn around and argue with? Like, are you going to look up at the scoreboard and the robot says, you out?
No, because if the robot says, if the electronic thing says it's a strike, it was obviously within the box. But here's the difference. You've got guys that are different height.
Yep.
The strike zone changes.
Yep, all the time.
So I don't know. I think it's a bad decision. If MLB wants to do something about ball and strike calls, just fire Angel Hernandez.
Right?
We'll
But
stop having this problem.
To me, that's like one of the most interesting parts of baseball, though, is the human error. You know, you don't know
Yeah.
what that ump's gonna come with that day. I mean, we see it in our amateur. When I played amateur ball here, you know, I pitched for a while, and it's like, okay, this guy's been calling this, but all of a sudden he changes up what he's calling. I mean, it's like, okay, I guess I got to adjust. And now these pitchers aren't gonna have to adjust. And I agree with you. I mean, they're gonna have to. They're not gonna get those corner calls that they got before. You know, like, I mean, if you're a proven pitcher, you know, you look at like Clayton Kershaw and all these guys that can paint corners and stuff. Some of these umps, they give them that extra inch or two.
I was watching the Phillies game on Sunday, and Cole Hamels was getting things just off the plate. But that's because he has control. He's Cole Hamels, right? Like,
he's proven. You know, that's why like everybody's like, oh, these rookies that come up, they don't get these calls that these guys do. And that's what's stirring this pot, I think, for them to do it. It's like, okay, but you got to prove that you can actually consistently hit that spot. You got to.
but where do you start and stop this? Where do you start and stop this? Because Little League is not going to adopt this.
No.
But that's where you learn to play the game. Is it? Oh, thanks for the crotch shot, Tony.
Yeah.
Right. It's
So-
froze.
And he's frozen on the crotch shot too.
See,
There was like a whole South Park episode where it stayed on Oprah's crotch.
Yep.
I was just reminded of that. Did you see that episode?
Yep.
No.
It was like the whole episode, like they stayed on her crotch when like her vagina was arguing with her asshole.
Yep.
I mean, you have to see it to believe it. This fucking happened.
With what you're saying there, though, Andy, with the whole like the umps and like Little League and you know, everybody else adapting to it, I think a big thing is no one wants to be an ump anymore.
Nope.
And
Except for
in my
Angel
eyes-
Hernandez.
Well, yeah, but in my eyes, like in our local area, you know, we live in, you know, Rocks and Cows down here in Southwest Minnesota, but no one wants to do it anymore because it's not really the kids, it's the parents yelling at the umps.
It's the parent.
It's not really.
Yeah,
the
and
kids.
that
The kids
has
argue
gotten
too,
worse.
but-
That has gotten worse with all this travel ball.
Correct.
Yep.
I mean, I
You know,
used to
there
ump
was
it,
when
but
I grew up, there
can't do
was
it anymore.
when I grew up there was no travel ball. There was you played local Little League, and then if you made the All-Star team, that was your travel ball.
You got to go play against the other towns in your area.
Yeah, and see how far you could get through and possibly make it to Williamsport, right? Now all this travel ball has everything all screwed up. It's so you're competitive at the age of 9.
Yep. That's the truth. I mean, that's the way it is here too. I mean,
And all these kids are going to get burnt out and hurt arms and everything else. Because you could tell me all day long that we have pitch counts for kids in Little League or whatever you're playing. Little League, Cal Ripken, it's different in different areas. But if a kid goes out and pitches his rec, we call it rec ball now because all the travel teams, right? So if you
Yep.
go out and you pitch for your rec team, you pitch 5 innings for the rec team, but then you go out and you pitch again 2 days later for your travel team, and then you come back the day after that because you've had your 2-day rest, and you pitch again for your, rec team. There's no stopping that. These kids are going to ruin their arms.
well, look at, I mean, I watch the Little League World Series all the time when it's on just because it's interesting to watch, and these kids are good athletes. but how many of them pitchers make it to college, the upper levels? You don't.
I can
hear
tell
it.
you two. I could name two pitchers that I remember from United States teams. In Little League World Series, and that was Todd Frazier for Tom's River, and Chris Drury for Connecticut. And he didn't go on to play baseball. He went on to be a professional hockey player.
So, like with what you're saying with this pitch count stuff, I don't have any kids, so I get to see it or watch the games and stuff. But is a lot of that on the coaches by forcing them to pitch more, or?
Well, no, but like you have different coaches too. So they're gonna go
Right.
pitch for their rec team with one coach. So they're gonna
They
go
don't
pitch
know.
for their travel team another coach. So when you're only supposed to throw 60, 80 pitches, every 3 days, some of these kids could be throwing 4 times a week,
Yep.
depending on breaks and when their games are scheduled. So
It's tough out there. I mean, with that, we kind of went into like youth baseball with this, but I mean, like I said, I don't have any kids, and my nephew plays. He's a heck of a baseball player, but he wants to pitch, and I'm like, dude, concentrate on your craft. You play third base, you hit the ball good. Don't wreck your arm pitching, because that's what they're gonna do. I actually had a friend went to college, and they wrecked his arm. He was a very good pitcher. He threw in the 90s in high school. He started throwing curveballs and stuff. I'm like, dude, you're doing the wrong thing. He was a couple years older than me. I'm like, don't throw them curveballs. And he went off to college,
Happens every
and
day.
he pitched every day. He pitched like almost every game, wrecked his arm. And he goes, I understand what you're saying. I'm like, you should have stuck with your fastball and changeup.
yeah, it happens all the time to these kids, and the pressure that the parents put on the kids to perform
That
on
too.
top of it, and how many are really going to make it to the major leagues?
I actually read something the other day that, high school sports, people got to remember this is to help team build and, prepare the kids for life. It's not to prepare them for the pros.
Right.
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 I've always thought about that. When I was playing football and baseball, basketball, baseball I kind of quit because I went and ran track, because that was a little more entertaining to me. I liked running a little bit just to keep in shape for football and stuff like that, because that was my passion, was football. But my football coach taught me, hey, you're probably not going anywhere in this. You guys are all good. You guys are going to state. We were at the state tournament in the Metrodome. He goes, this could be the last game. You guys put your pads on, and a couple of you might get to play future. None of us ever really thought about it, but it's like when that hits, it's like, oh, I'll never play organized ball again. Like up here in Minnesota, we have for baseball, we have town ball. It's our amateur teams, but a lot of these kids that don't go to college, they get to play yet. And, told them to treat it like it's your last game. You just never know. And
Yeah.
it's amazing how it works. But a lot of these parents out there are trying to tell these kids that, hey, you're going to be the next Derek Jeter, when 1 out of a million will be.
Yeah.
know,
I
make it-
see it all the time. I got a son playing youth ball now, and I see it all the time with these travel kids' parents. All the time, the pressure and how much they talk about. They go in this place this weekend, but that's your whole summer. Like as a kid, yeah, you might, but you're gonna burn out. You
Oh,
want to go play
definitely.
with you want to go play with your buddies at the pool. You want to, take family vacations and, go fishing at a lake or, but when that's your whole summer playing baseball.
Yep. Well, you were bringing up like back in the day, it was like just t-ball. You were playing against your friends. You got done, you went to the pool.
Right.
Now it's like, oh, you got to practice today. You don't have a game today, but you got a 2-hour practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got to drive 2 hours to our game tomorrow. You got to be here by 8 o'clock in the morning, and your day's
Right.
gone. You don't. To me, kids aren't growing up like what we all did.
No.
We played in the dirt, got dirty, went and played a friend's
And
house.
they're too focused too soon. right? They're telling these kids at 10, 11, 12 years old, pick a sport, focus on it. Like, why?
Justin, I know you're not into sports and stuff, but I saw you shaking your head. What's your thought on what we're talking about here with how these kids are pressured and how much these kids play and at 8, 9, 10 years old, if not younger?
Well, it's wrong on any level, even like the pageantry, like just the vicarious parents, I think, is the problem. Like, I don't know. I just get a sense like if you're pushing your kid, it's like you didn't make it, so they should make it, And I actually just watched something about Judy Garland. Well, I didn't just watch like months ago, but there's a movie about her and like what they put her through. I mean, she didn't play baseball or anything, but just the fact that she was like a cash cow for somebody as a child, getting addicted to all these drugs to keep going. I mean, it's not really different in terms of that. And yeah, I don't understand. Like there's got to be, you got to crunch the numbers, right? There's got to be statistics of like how many people that work that hard are actually going to make a living out of it, right? I mean,
Yep.
Can't you just look at that and be like, don't go hard as a motherfucker on it? Like, I just remember the last time I played baseball, the last time I had my dreams dash, I thought I was going to be a pro. Then I had that game where I fielded a ball in the outfield, and instead of throwing it on, I handed to the guy next to me to throw in. And then from that point at about 10 years old, my coach said, look, you're not going to make it to the pros with that kind of stuff. And I said, well, that's the way I play. And they said, well, you got to think of something else. So I went into music instead. So, but it's wrong. It's wrong. But it's competition. That's the problem. I mean, sports is competition. It's built in. So you get the competitive nature of it. You get the competitive parents on behalf of their kids. Yeah. No.
All right, I got an opinion.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Tony.
Cool.
What do you
You
got?
go on with your
All right.
stuff. I gotta go upstairs real quick, but I'll be back.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you a different side of, I guess, the travel that we're talking about. Which, I mean, I understand that's all around here now, but that's expensive. So you're traveling to different states. I've got buddies I played ball with back in school. They've got kids. They're on travel ball. I mean, yeah, I've seen them. They're going to Florida, playing tournaments down there, playing in other states. So what if parents can't afford this? What if your child is a good ball player growing up and they can't afford all this stuff? So for an example, me. My parents couldn't afford that when I grew up. So high school, we sold those little cards, They have like stickers now, but back then it was punch cards. And the coach, he would have a stack of them and say, hey, whoever sells the most of this gets $100 worth of stuff. So I'd sell the most every year. So I got my cleats every year. So I got extra T-shirts every year. It's because my parents can afford to go out and buy me new cleats every year, buy me a new glove every year, stuff like that. So, I mean, a lot of people just don't think about that these days. What are your kids playing for? You're going to go to these tournaments, and what are they getting? They're getting a plastic ring that looks like some diamonds in it.
Yeah. Well, I would tell you. Hold on. You speak to that. So, I just because you brought him up.
Got a ring?
Yeah, your plastic ring.
Is that Ray Finkel's ring?
My boy got 2 of them this year.
Nice. Cool. They're nice though. Should
So
be proud.
one for regular season champions, and one for tournament champions.
So right
is
there,
rec ball.
that is local ball. That is wonderful. Local ball right there, no problem.
And these, I can tell you, and I don't know if you can hear this.
They're real.
They're not plastic.
How come you can hear that, but you can't hear Andy pissed off?
Because I have a better microphone.
What kind of microphone do you have?
Blue.
Blue. How much was that?
I don't know. 120, 130.
And it's a lot softer sound. Not,
Yeah.
you blow out the mic.
So you can't hear it from back here? Hold on.
No.
Oh.
Can't
Yeah,
hear
no.
shit.
What the fuck is going on? What is it about? Dude, what the fuck, man?
But I agree with Tony
No.
saying there. I mean, a lot of these parents couldn't afford it. I know when I grew up, my parents wouldn't have been able to afford to do all that and bring me everywhere and all that. It's it's how it is nowadays. Though, I mean, that's how these kids. That's how they wanted to play. I mean, I enjoyed growing up my 4th through 6th grade years playing against my friends, learning the sport, getting better. Now they're out playing against these kids that they'll play against every year, probably twice. When they get up in high school, it's a
So
whole different world.
I'm gonna use the pressure on the kids to segue to something else. Do you think pressure to perform on these kids forces them to look for something that's going to help them perform, like performance enhancing drugs, steroids, whatever?
As they get older, maybe. I mean, as kids, it's gonna be hard to get. I mean,
Not as kids, but when we're talking, you've had this
Adult.
pressure 8, 9, 10, 12, and then you get to high school. And now that pressure has been, you're an elite baseball player. And now you have to go, make a college team, right? Through or enter the MLB draft to get drafted out of high school, right? Does it make these high school athletes look for ways to enhance their performance?
I could see some of them. Like, hey, this could push me over the edge. I need to help myself. Me personally, I wouldn't have never thought that. Back then, they weren't around that as much. But there are things out there that can make them better, and I hope kids aren't doing that because it's wrong, or it's not good for your body in the long run. But I could see some of them doing it. I mean, I could, but is it right? No, don't ever do it. If you're a kid out there listening to this, thinking about it, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Well, not only is it going to ruin you mentally, physically down the road, it'll ruin your career if you get caught.
Read that too.
But
Man.
the pressure to perform, because as many year long, the MLB comes out and goes, if you're caught using steroids, you're done for a year. And after they came out with that, how many guys still got a year-long suspension? Still got caught. Still were using. That wasn't enough to deter some guys.
They're still getting caught today, so.
No, and they were probably stealing from Home Depot too.
Yeah, and from setup shops.
Yeah, and
Pieces
from
of
setup
fucking
shops.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, those fucking guys really are pieces of shit. I don't care.
Dun, dun,
I've seen
dun.
enough. I've seen enough of their goddamn bullshit out there talking about how good they are and how godly they are. They're fucking pieces of shit. Period.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Fuck them. You know what? And fuck steroids too. And fuck whatever Lance Armstrong did. Whatever fucking
Yeah.
loophole bullshit he did to cheat. What the fuck was that? I need some clarity from some sports fans. I don't understand what he did. Anybody know the juicing or whatever? Or is that steroid use? Juicing.
Yeah, he was steroiding.
Yeah, steroiding. Right.
What was he? He was like doing like some kind of like blood displacement thing or something, wasn't he? Like some weird thing. Like I'd be grossed out to do anyway. Like, let alone.
I don't know.
Honestly, I haven't watched. There is a documentary on him through ESPN. I've not watched it.
No.
I refuse to watch it because why am I going to support an
Something like
abuser?
that.
What is it like his
cheater.
point of view? Like, here's why I had to do it, guys. That kind of shit.
I don't
I
know.
don't- Now he was going through cancer, and part of his cancer treatment, I'm sure, was steroids.
Right.
Steroids help the reason steroids are around is to help the body recover.
Right. Yeah, I've had steroids before
I think we all have.
or something. Yeah, topical cream has it, right?
Yeah,
Something, I don't know.
yeah. Did you put it on your wiener just to see if it helped?
Well, it made it bigger. I mean, smaller. You know, I was getting complaints. Shit, fucked it up. No, I had like I can't remember what it was for. It was just for I don't remember. Maybe it was on my dick. I don't remember. But no,
STD,
warts. I
STD
think.
you caught?
STD.
Yeah. Do you guys have any warts on your hands or anything like that? I had a problem with that like 15 years ago.
You're too busy
They
playing
had to get.
frog.
Yeah, they had to get frozen off. Like they finally went
Yeah.
away. That's fucking fun. Yeah, I don't know. I used to pick up frogs. Maybe that's my problem. But I don't think I was picking up frogs in my 20s. But I used to go to the creek and like play with all sorts of fucking frogs. Put them in my ass. I mean, like pick them up, put them in jars.
Oh, so you had anal warts.
You had anal warts.
Thankfully, no. I barely touched my ass in that period of my life, so they didn't transfer. But you know,
but now it's
you
a
have
daily.
one on your hand. You have one on your hand. You have like 6, and you know, after a while, I was just like, whatever. But yeah. What's creatine then? Creatine, like all those muscle-bound
What's that?
guys, they buy that shit.
Yeah, that's a performance enhance. It's to build muscle.
Yeah, PED.
Is
Yeah.
that allowed?
No.
Okay.
But creatine, so here, that's a perfect segue into something I know we wanted to talk about. Creatine was the big thing that Mark McGuire was using when he was playing baseball. And when when Mark McGuire was playing, that was the steroid era of baseball.
Yep.
Guys are bombing home runs. I mean, you watch the home run derby. Like, we talked about the home run derbies tonight, but like, you watched the home run derby back then, these guys were hitting bombs.
Well, you know, I remember when I was a kid watching him and Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, the chase for Roger Maris's record. You know, as a kid, you know, you're entertained by this, and then you get older and you realize why that was happening. It's like, oh, why was I excited about that?
But was that not? I mean, like that was a can't miss. You'd be out with your buddies and they'd be playing, and you'd have to run to somebody's TV to watch the at bat. You know, to see if
You didn't want to miss it.
No. So, you know, we talk about baseball's been through a lot of changes, a lot of bad times, you know, with the lockouts and the strikes and the, you know, stuff like that. But that, to me, baseball was like you had to turn the TV on and watch baseball then. So that's the question. Was that the most exciting period of baseball was the steroid era?
In my eyes, it was, just because, you know, everybody wants to see the power and all that. It's kind of like NFL. Everybody wants to see high points, you know, the high flying offenses. You know, no one wants to see the little dinky duck. Let's run the ball all the time. But in that, you know, like I remember watching the chase for Roger Maris's record. I didn't miss a game. I mean, I was at home. I wanted to see it. If it wasn't on my TV, I was mad because, you know, we touched it before, you know, we didn't have all the big channels back then. But
now,
it was amazing to watch.
Was it more exciting to watch when two guys were going at it versus Barry Bonds' chase?
I think the two guys was better because it's like, who's going to do it first? I mean, what Barry Bonds did was, you know, amazing too. But if he would have had somebody else competing with him, I think it would have made it that much better. I mean, it was like, who's going to do it first, Mark or Sammy? You know, I was pulling for Sammy back then just because I was a Sammy Sosa guy, you know, our kid. And it was just exciting because you're like, who's going to get there first? It's like, you know, even if you missed the games, you turned on Sports Center that night just to see, hey, you knew it was going to be the first thing they talked about, top of the hour. It was going to be the first thing, like, oh, Mark McGuire's here, Sammy's here. Sammy hit 2 tonight.
It didn't matter if their game wasn't on TV. They were breaking in for every at-bat.
It was exciting. It was. I mean,
Yeah.
Tony, what's your thought on that? I mean, I know you watched it back in the day more than likely. You're a baseball guy. I mean,
yeah, it was very exciting back in those days watching that. I mean, just like even when it got closer when they were playing, you know, at St. Louis, you know, hey, you got Fire hitting one out, and then you got Sosa coming up next inning and tying him again. So battling back and forth, it was probably one of the greater times in baseball. Yeah, it might have been ruined by steroids, but still, it was, just like everybody said, you're there, you're watching it, you're trying to find out what's going on. If not, you're home later watching Sports Center, seeing who hit what, and going from there.
So has that been one of the most exciting times in sports? Period. When was the last time you had to sit down every night and find out what was going on? In any sport.
I can't think of anything, to be honest.
When Jordan joined the White Sox.
Yeah. How many times did he strike out tonight?
Well, I mean, like with that though, like when Jordan made his return, you know, I mean, my brother was a big Jordan fan, so I mean, we watched a lot of his beginning games as he came back, but it wasn't like that, like watching that every night, waiting to see what happened. If you didn't get to watch it live, you were ready to go. I mean, back then we didn't have these lovely things called cell phones to watch everything and every little thing. Sometimes you had to wait that 20 minutes, and it was, to me, I was like, I can't wait to hear what happened here. You know, I missed the update. What's going on? But
yeah, really, other than very few, even for me. So, like, I'm a golf fan, right? So, Tiger's comeback, his first comeback, like, had to know what he was doing in the U.S. Open or
Masters,
something like that. But to be glued to my television for the summer. For something, I can't think of any sport or anything that has ever had me needing to check in on something so often.
No, I can't either. I mean, I can, you know, if going back to like football, you know, I mean, like the Rams back in the day, the greatest show on turf. I mean, that was fun to watch, but that was one day a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, when you only play one game a week, I mean, if that was every other day or whatever, different world there. But this was every day. They might have had, you know, if one wasn't playing, the other one was 99%.
But even with football, even you've got your favorite team, and so maybe you're not watching the Rams game. You're just catching up on the highlights later. It wasn't like you had to watch and
that game,
see it happen. Like it was almost like when McGuire and Sosa were doing it, and even Bonds to an extent. I'm not missing this moment, right? Like, when they break the record, I'm not missing this moment.
And when you were a kid, if you did miss it, I know a friend of mine missed it actually live, and he was like heartbroken. I didn't get to see that live. I was like, well, that's how it works. But you know, you lived it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's and they're not your hometown guys. They're not team guys playing, but you're cheering on. You want to see it happen. So. That was the steroid era, and maybe it's tarnished a little bit for that, but it was so exciting. I guess my question on that is, when Mantle and Maris had their race, do you think it was as exciting to baseball fans then?
I would say no, because it wasn't like mainstreamed and all that. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, so I guess I don't know. I mean, if, you know, it was never done, so I would have to say it probably was, but not to the extent as what Sammy and Mark were doing, or, you know, to me anyway. You know, I don't think it was as big back then, but, you know, media made it, I mean, in my opinion, media made it bigger than, you know, would have even thought about it if they had a record. You know, I mean, they sat the record, you know, Maris sat the record. But, you know, there was a record before that, so maybe there was. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I didn't live back in that day, so I don't know if it was probably as exciting as what it was.
Well, Maris broke Ruth's record.
Right.
So they were chasing Ruth at that point.
I don't think it was probably as exciting because, I mean, back then, you know, you really didn't have Sports Center. You were probably lucky to have a TV. You know, you're listening on the radio, and, you know, you probably listened to it, but I don't think it was probably as exciting as what it was for that. But I could be wrong though too. I mean, you know, I never got to hear the stories of it back from, like, you know, my grandparents back in the day listening to that stuff.
Well, the way they make it, the way they make it seem from the movie 61 is that more people were rooting against Maris to do it.
That's because Babe Ruth was ball player, you know. I mean, he was the
Yankee.
guy.
It was a Yankee
Yeah, he was
chasing a Yankee. So,
You know, I mean. and correct me
Justin,
if
did
I'm
you
wrong,
watch the? Did you watch any of the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Summer of Swing?
No,
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
Justin.
You asking me? No.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't watch any of it.
He was too
The
busy
most I have-
playing.
The most I have to do with baseball is from time to time I eat a Baby Ruth bar.
That's not even after Babe
And I know-
Ruth.
It's not? I thought it was. No, come on, it is.
It is
Looking that
not.
shit up right the fuck now.
You do that. And wait, before you
am.
do, you want to place a bet?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I bet you $1.
No, loser has to eat 15 of
Blue
those.
balls?
No, pick 'em jelly beans. Either you get the shit ones or the good ones.
Oh, the bamboozled beans.
Yes.
How about five? How about 5?
I'll meet you in the middle at 10.
Fuck me.
How about a hot dog?
Yeah, all right. I don't even care if I lose. I'm probably wrong because you probably heard what I heard, and then since you're more of a baseball fan, you looked into it and wanted to say to people when they said it. That's not true.
So what'd you hear?
I heard that Baby Ruth was named after Babe Ruth. I don't know. That's the most I heard. Never really
No,
looked it
there's
up.
actually a baby named Ruth.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. I'm going to Baby Ruth Candy Bar. I accept your bet because I've always been intrigued by those little fucking jelly beans, and I hate when people.
Perfect.
I hate when people complain I gotta vomit one. Like they didn't put vomit in the fucking jelly bean. Shut up. So
He's never had them.
they could.
Let me tell you,
They
the
couldn't get
dog
away with
food
that.
ones are really good.
Well, I'm just gonna put the next one in my mouth. You know, as long as I don't have a ketchup one, I'm all right. All right, so I'm going on Baby Ruth, but so basically I know nothing about baseball because if this isn't true, you know, Baby Ruth Wikipedia. Here we go.
Wikipedia. Here we go.
Distributed by the Ferrara, a subsidiary of Ferrero, which interestingly enough, they do the Kinder things that you see all the commercials for. Kinder Buenos.
Bueno, those are
Etymology.
good. Those are good.
Yeah.
You know, we're probably educating the crowd out there. A lot of
Yeah,
people
you
probably
need to
thought
you
they
need to
were
read
gonna
this
figure it.
to the crowd,
Yeah.
here, Justin.
I'm sorry. So I just wanted to say whose daughter? Whose daughter was named Ruth? Somebody
know.
famous. Ah, shit. All right. It was Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth Cleveland. The candy maker, located on the same street as Wrigley Field, named the bar Baby Ruth in 1921 as Babe Ruth's fame was on the rise. 24 years after Cleveland had left the White House and 17 years after his daughter Ruth had died. The company did not negotiate an endorsement deal with Ruth, and many saw the company's story about the origin of the name to be a devious way to avoid having to pay the baseball player any royalties. So, it's still up in the air, I think.
So maybe they both have to. Tony, what do you think? Maybe they both kind of have to eat.
No, because
Or we
it's
eat
not
5.
named after Babe Ruth.
It's just the only reason why it's not is because they were getting out of it legally. I mean, come on.
No royalties, yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, I have, like, you can agree with you and I can agree with me, but what do the other two idiots think? Who's, you know, do you both agree we should eat 5?
No, we're not going to 5. So one person is right,
So you're
one
gonna-
person is wrong.
Well, no, I'll read it again.
I think honestly, I think we need to leave it up to the audience.
No,
Yeah.
we got to make a decision. Because last time we left something up to the audience, that only 4 of them voted.
Well,
Yeah.
we have other people that would email us in. It'd be interesting to know what people actually think because I'm not
All right,
making a
here-
decision.
All right.
History.com. History.com. Babe Ruth or Baby Ruth? Who was the candy
Although-
bar named after?
Although the name of the candy bar sounds like the name of the famous baseball player, Babe Ruth, the Curtis Candy Company traditionally claimed that it was named after President Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth Cleveland. That came before the part I read. The company did not negotiate an endorsement deal with Ruth, meaning the player, and
So
many
it
saw the
wasn't
company's
named
story. And many saw the company's story about the origin of the name to be a devious way to avoid having to pay the baseball player any royalties. So,
But the company came out and said what?
It was
the
named
company
after-
came out and said was named after President Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth Cleveland.
So they're
But
the
then it
ones
goes
that
on to
named the
say-
bar, right? They named the bar?
Yeah, but then it says, and many saw the company's story to be a devious way to avoid having to pay royalties to Babe Ruth.
Yeah, there's 4 people that shot JFK, according to other people.
Well, let's go into that. I'll eat them, but I think we should both eat them together because it's kind of iffy, and it'd be
But
more
it's
fun if we
not.
both ate them. We could go 1 and 1.
You're trying to believe the conspiracy theory that it was after Babe Ruth because some people thought, oh, they did it, but they're not going to say that because of...
Right. Well, we disagree. So, Dustin? What do you think? Is there a possibility, or are you just like, no, it's not named after Babe Ruth, or Tony, whoever wants to go first?
Sounds like there's a second gunman on the grassy knoll.
Yeah. Oh, so you think it's a conspiracy, and I'm wrong?
I really didn't know the history of the Baby Ruth. I mean, it was smart on this candy bar company to do it and made some money off of it because people went crazy over it.
People
Right.
thought it was for Babe Ruth, but it wasn't.
They thought it was.
They even made the wrapper look like a baseball.
They did. They did.
With the white and the red. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about what is the origin of the name Baby Ruth for the candy bar.
They said it was for Cleveland's daughter, but in my eyes, they are getting out of royalties. You know, so they didn't have to pay the baseball player. But
So
with the way they-
you're going off of hearsay
So where there's smoke, there's
conspiracy
fire.
theory.
But if you know, in my eyes, you really got to go with what they said, and to me, they named it after Bruce Cleveland. In my eyes,
Tony, we got to hear from you. If you unfreeze yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
So UFOs are real. I'm stuck in the middle. I say it goes both ways. So
yeah,
after hearing that, I'm sorry, but yeah, I feel like it's the way it went because they're like, hey, we're gonna make a candy called Baby Ruth, and then Babe Ruth's like, oh, you're gonna pay me? They're like, no, we named it after the president's daughter.
yeah.
Sorry.
By the way, I hate the name Ruth.
Why?
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
What was your
Well,
your
some of us-
stripper experience with a Ruth?
I just hope none of you have like anybody close to you named Ruth. But I don't know. I just don't like. I wouldn't name somebody Ruth. I think it was a time and a place. Like back when Grover Cleveland walked the earth, like Ruth was probably a good name for women. But now it's like the name like Ethel, which is my grandmom's name. I don't think you'd see it now. But
Do you think any
I don't know.
girls will ever be named Karen again?
that's a tough one too. Yeah. Even when I meet like a Karen that's like 27 or older, I'm still like, oof. Like who the fuck would name you that at this point?
Right.
Like, and it's like, what? At what point? 27 years ago? Yeah, but it's still so bad. It's like, why couldn't they have the forethought that would be the worst fucking female name for a time? But everybody hates Ruth on that show Ozark. If you ever watch that, and I think the name doesn't help. But maybe that's a reason. Ruth. I don't know. Would you name your daughter Ruth?
No.
I mean, no.
Probably not.
Unless you're a
I
big
didn't.
fan of like Babe Ruth. Right.
I didn't name
Yeah.
my daughter Ruth, so
That was the
Yeah.
second choice.
Me neither.
yeah. No.
All right,
so-
well, I'll eat the jelly beans because I think that'll make for a good show. So I don't care either way.
All right.
It's not about having to eat those things.
We'll have to send. I've already got a video out there of me eating jelly beans.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go buy them. Well, I'll probably get them at Five Below, where I got the I'll Be Back shirt. So.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Go get them.
We'll do it next week. I'll give you a play-by-play.
Amazon.
Just eat them while the show's going.
Just look up bamboozled jelly beans on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, I just unplugged my light. Did I go dark?
So can I not get the Harry Potter ones? Are they different? Worse? Better?
No, you got to get bamboozled, man, or bean boozled.
Bean boozled.
Yeah, get the ones with dog food in them and vomit and stinky
Fuck
socks,
me.
dishwater.
All right.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Let me tell you. Been there, done that.
Still want to hear from people though. It's a good thing to email us about at BACC Talk Us, BACC Talk US at gmail.com. If you think that if you believe in conspiracy theories and you think that maybe I'm right about Babe Ruth and Baby Ruth, let us
I
know.
have a
If you
feeling
think
we have a
Andy's right.
conspiracy theory show coming up.
Yep.
Unless you hate conspiracy theories at the outset, just like Andy, I'm willing to listen to conspiracy theories.
Not necessarily,
No?
but this one I think is a little far-fetched.
You think one person killed JFK? I mean, not that we're not gonna could get deeper into it, but
I mean,
what do
he
you
got
think?
shot
Real quick.
once, so yes.
The other one's missed.
I thought he got shot in the throat and the head.
No, it was the magic bullet.
He got shot with the same bullet in the throat and the back of the head. I mean,
It was the magic
front of the
bullet.
head. I know the magic bullet probably hit the senator and him, but I know at least 2 bullets hit JFK, right? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay. So you think one person did that?
Yeah. A highly
Okay.
highly trained marksman.
And was it Lee Harvey Oswald, or was he just a patsy?
He was a patsy.
That's
It was the
another one. I
mob. The
like.
mob killed him.
Yeah.
The mob hired a sniper.
All right, we solved it. You heard it here
Done.
on Back Talk. Why did they write 2,700 books about it? They should have just asked us. You know.
I mean, wasn't our last president supposed to release the details of the files on that shit? Did that ever happen?
Nope.
And Area 51.
Yeah.
I'm actually more concerned about that. You know, I don't really care at this point who killed him. I want to know what the fuck aliens are doing.
According to Tony, they're real. UFOs are real.
Tony says they're real.
Well, how are they not? I mean, come on.
Tony's
I hate
been
when somebody
abducted
says,
and probed.
I think I saw one in my fucking backyard. I swear to God. And then I heard somebody say they saw the same exact thing that didn't even know about my story. So like, that's just
How much
kinda
did you
weird.
smoke that night?
Enough. I mean, enough where I was practicing guitar in my backyard at 4 a.m. So I'll tell you that much. But you know, pot doesn't turn into like LSD. So I think I definitely saw it. But you know, I didn't see shit when I did LSD one time.
you ought to ask Tony about the time he got abducted and probed with a tripod.
Dan, you really think that? I wouldn't. You know, wouldn't put it past them. They probably want to abduct you.
No.
Tony, how was that experience?
I wouldn't know. I've never been abducted. And
That you know of.
I don't know what it is with you and butt stuff. What is it with you and butt stuff? You always want to stick something up your ass.
He wants to be pegged. Maybe that'll be a future show. Watch Andy get pegged by somebody. And then then you wanna talk about
I
butt
have
stuff
not. Who here has been pegged then? Because I've heard about this thing, but I've never. Dustin.
Nope, never.
Kind of like the upside down pineapple thing.
So Tony or Dustin, you've done it.
No.
Justin.
No.
He had to think about it.
I've had wandering fingers before, but I quickly shut that down and said like no. But that's about it. But if you guys can't, have you never had the experience? Don't think I would want to. I think I would be like, oh, you know, no, that's where poop comes from. You know, same as giving. That's just not my thing. But yeah, the most I've ever done was probably cleaning it in the shower, and that's, you know, that's not much. But we all have to do that, or we all should be doing that.
All should be doing
But,
that.
should invade yourself a little bit for the sake of cleanliness, but that's the most I've done. But did I say 2 fingers? I meant 3. What movie? I think it's come up before.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Road
Did I say 2
trip.
fingers? I meant 3.
Anyway,
But,
so
Mm-hmm.
Dustin, what else you got, man?
No, I guess I just wanted to touch base with you guys on some music stuff. Like, what are you guys into for music? Educate the listeners on our backgrounds. Like, who's your favorite band, singers?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Favorite singer, Justin Taylor. Favorite band, Peanut Butter Playground.
Aw. For real though.
For real, I don't.
Like, do you
You
have
know,
your
I'm so-
favorites or genres? I guess I should say too. I mean,
I would say back in the day, Metallica was my favorite. I don't really have one to like now. Metallica was cool. Seen them in concert 3-4 times. They got lazy. They got lazy and soft, in my opinion.
They fought Napster.
Yeah, they fought Napster, which was, you know, that's fighting the fans, really. You know, like you got enough fucking money.
But that's kind of stealing though. I mean, it's kind of, you know, goes back to their own thing.
Kind of, yeah. It was, but it was. I don't know. But you were stealing from the millionaires too, just like Robin Hood.
Well, yeah, to be the one band that's like complaining about it says more about you than like the fact that everybody's doing it. You know, that was
Right,
kind of
yeah.
weird.
But they
That was
were
mostly Lars, I think.
Yeah, it was Lars, and really excellent in concert, except for in their later days when they would only really promote like their new softer
yeah.
stuff. And once they got the new bassist, it wasn't as good. I took my wife to one of the shows right after they got their new bassist, and he did a 15-minute bass solo on the stage, and it was terrible. Walking around like I don't know what he was, an ape or something, doing the whole stomp thing. Like, it was terrible. But other than that, you know, seen them a couple times in concert. Been to some great shows that weren't my favorite bands. I mean, but I don't know that I would say my genre is like a hard rock. Now, I wouldn't say metal because I can't deal with. I just can't. If I can't understand what the fuck you're saying, I don't care for your music.
Right.
And I think some of the new shit is so garbage. Especially the new stuff they're calling metal. It's all that. It's all screaming in your face. Like, but I'd say hard rock genre, 80s. Man, I'm an
80s rock.
80s head. Like,
80s hair.
wife hates
yeah,
it.
to go back and listen to like Def Leppard and the shit like that now, it's just so cool now. You know, like
Yeah.
Poison is just so cool now. Like I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have liked it if I lived and was of the age of that. I probably would have been like, no, I want something better. But
But you
I
kind
mean,
of were.
Yeah, but it's
You
cool
kind of
now.
were.
Like, yeah.
I was into them when, you know, my teenage years and stuff like that. Van Halen was big to us when we were in our teenage years. I remember, I know I've touched on this where I was friends with the Flyers general manager's son. We used to drive on road trips to see the Flyers play, and we would just sit there and blast Def Leppard and Van Halen. Like
Yeah.
that. So that was our stuff,
R.I.P.
man.
Eddie.
Yeah. That was
So how
our
does
stuff.
That's the other
I
thing.
don't know.
You know, you're talking about like the 80s, like Van Halen and, you know, Def Leppard and all that. How's it feel nowadays? Like Andy, like your boys calling that like classic music.
He's not. He's into some of it. Maybe
But
not
is
the
it, like,
80s
when
per
they
se.
say
He's
it's
into the
old,
90s.
like, when they say it's old music, you know.
Well, he does it. I mean, like he doesn't call it old. He's into, but he's more into the 90s, kind
more
of
in the 90s.
what we called alternative then.
Alternative
you know
emo.
what I mean?
Grunge.
Like, yeah, Nirvana. He loves Green Day. Green Day's probably one of his favorite bands. You know, things like that. But I don't think he's as into the 80s type of music. If I played it more for him. But I would tell you this, and I know nobody else likes him. I do. My son also likes Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, I dig Jimmy Buffett. It took a long time,
Yeah.
but I get it. You know. Yeah,
How about
I
you,
like
Tony?
Jimmy Buffett.
I'm a huge Jimmy Buffett fan. But that's enough about my music. On to you guys.
How about you, Tony? What kind of music you listen to?
I'm more of the hip hop style. So your Jay-Z, your DMX, especially DMX. Yeah, Rough
Knock
Riders
it off. You're
Anthem.
into gangster rap.
You can't say, anything bad about Rough Riders Anthem. So, I mean, I know that thing by heart. So,
Right.
yeah. And then you got the flip side of me, I'm a Manson guy. So, especially early Manson. Some of the newer stuff now is good. So, I actually seen a memory today on Facebook. 4 years ago, I went and seen him in concert. Him and Rob Zombie. I mean, I'm not a Rob Zombie guy. I mean, it was a good show, but I don't know. I just can't get into Rob Zombie. But Manson was a good
You're not
show.
a living dead girl kind of guy.
Yeah, it's me. No.
Dracula. He's making
Dracula.
movies now. He just did the Munsters, didn't he?
Well,
Rob
he came
Zombie's
out
got
with
his own
Halloween,
Munsters.
too, didn't he? Didn't he do his own Halloween?
Yeah. But he's doing the Munsters now, or he did
Oh,
it.
is he?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's got a different career. Manson, man, like a couple albums there, he was really good. Like I dig what he was doing. Antichrist Superstar, it's kind of like good. And then there was an album, Mechanical Animals, after that I liked. And then after that, I have no idea what he did. I kind of outgrew it. But to go back and listen to Portrait of an American Family or Smells Like Children, like all that shit's good. Still listen to that. But definitely was a Manson fan. I'm not about what I'm hearing. I'm not into like what I'm hearing about him as a person, how he treats, the people he's been with, if that's true. But it's kind of upsetting to hear. But I actually turned down a chance to go see Bowie, who's my favorite, by the way, because he was playing with Nine Inch Nails. Because at the time I wasn't into heavy shit like Nine Inch Nails. Now Nine Inch Nails is like gone down as one of my favorite bands of all time. But, so I want to go back and kick myself. Somebody's like, if you had a time machine, would you go back and kill Hitler? I'd be like, no, I'd go back and kick myself in the ass and say, go to that David Bowie Nine Inch Nails show, you fucking idiot.
So real quick, I want to tie in something with this conspiracy theory stuff and what we're talking about here. We brought up Tony brought up Marilyn Manson. Okay, 2 conspiracy theories on Marilyn Manson. One, he's Charlie from the original Willy Wonka, and 2, he's cut out 2 ribs and can suck his own dick.
Well, there's the third one.
Yeah.
He was Paul on the Wonder Years.
Yeah, he was the
Remember
one.
that
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the first one you said. Who was he supposed to be?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Factory.
And
Charlie.
Charlie,
He's definitely not him, because until that dude died recently, I'm pretty sure he was going to like Comic Cons. So and he's definitely not Josh Saviano, because that's the name of the kid who played Paul.
Yeah.
And I don't think taking out 2 ribs would help you suck your own dick. I think you can get really good at yoga. I think he could have saved himself that one. But that's
so do you
Yoga
think
wasn't a thing back
he was able to perform on himself?
No, and I don't think he would need to. I pretty much think he could find anybody to suck his dick at this point. He would just treat them like shit after.
Is that the way you feel, Tony? Since he's one of your favorites, I mean, what about these conspiracies about him?
I mean, yeah, you hear those conspiracies all the time. But yeah, I mean, just like Justin said, you can't take out ribs and do that. So, and the whole
I tried.
1 years, the one thing's a new movie, so that's But since we're talking about this, I mean, we get a little bit off subject. I'm sorry, but during the the hearing of Amber Heard and Robert Downey Jr., he did talk about Manson.
Robert Downey Jr.
And who was it? Oh, Johnny Depp. Sorry,
Johnny
Depp.
I was like, did she fuck up somebody else too?
Robert Downey Jr. fucked himself up.
I'm talking about people doing drugs. What do you expect here? I'm sorry, we're all doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about him, hey, did you ever party with Manson? He's like, yeah, I did a couple times. Did you guys do drugs? Yes. Did you ever give him drugs? He's like, well, to be honest, yes, I kind of, gave him some drugs to shut him up.
I remember that part. That was funny.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
Nice.
But yeah.
Did you guys watch Sons of Anarchy? Apparently he was in that. I never watched it.
I watched part of it. I never completed it.
I had a friend
Did not
that was
see
a
him
diehard
in it.
fan of that.
So maybe that's another Manson conspiracy. But what's your musical taste there? See, because Justin, I do remember some stuff from back in the day. I don't forget everything. So when we were going to church camp together, and I know there's one that you used to love back then that you despise now.
Dave Matthews?
No.
No. Green Day?
No. Now we're knowing all the ones he loved and despises.
Yeah.
Sing me a song, you're the piano man.
Oh, Billy Joel. Well, that's because I learned piano, and that was like what was like one of the few people that you could learn songs of that you've heard. I don't despise Billy Joel anymore. When did I say that? Oh, in the Thursday things I was complaining about him probably.
Yeah.
But that's only because during that point I was listening to satellite radio, and he was a host on the Beatles channel. And I just didn't like his approach of, like, he had the piano there with them, and then everybody else, like Alec Baldwin and other people would go on and be like, I like this song because of this. And they tell a short story, and then it would go into the song. Billy Joel would go, yeah, I just like how Paul wrote the song. And then you hear him, like, swivel around the piano, like, he kind of did the na-na-na, and he's playing it. Like, he's playing, like, the fucking song right before you hear the song. Like, I just hated that shit. Like, yeah, Billy Joel, you're so fucking cool. Like, just fucking, that's what I hate. And also, like, I don't know. I still like his music. I saw him twice.
Back in the day, you were into Billy Joel and Genesis.
Nah, not so much Genesis. Pink Floyd, probably.
Now, you were into Genesis at one point.
Yeah, Genesis, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, No, not really Genesis. I can't take credit for that.
No?
You're probably thinking of like Bowie or Pink Floyd or something. They kind of fall into the same category, Pink Floyd and Genesis. Yes, maybe? Were you thinking of Yes, the band Yes? My mom was into Yes.
No, I don't
My
know.
mom was big into the Yes.
Well, your mom's a
And she-
deadhead.
Definitely not.
No?
Definitely not. No. I mean, she appreciates them, but like that's not her. Her band's Yes. And
Okay.
that's about it. But me, like, I haven't changed in a while. Pink Floyd and Bowie, pretty much. Nothing new. Obviously, DMX and Jay-Z, like, are way too new for me. That's just junk. And I apologize. And certainly anything after that is junk. Like the Drake rapping, all that, like, I didn't even wake up. My head's on the pillow. Like, just dumb shit. Just making it to make a shitty video, like, look fucking cool. Just anything like that's garbage. And you could tell I'm very, like, opinionated with that stuff. But nothing new rock and roll wise either. Like, people come up like, you know any Chevelle? And I'm like, I don't even think I know any of their songs. And then they'll do this. They'll be like, yeah, here it is. And they'll, like, play it on their phone.
99% of the time when they play a song by Chevelle, it's the Red.
So
And
I
how's that
don't
go?
know. I can't remember who it is, but we're going because Brendan wanted to go, and it's a '90s band, or late '90s, early or 2000s band. that he's into. I don't remember if it's Chevelle or no shit. What's the other one?
Chevelle or shit? I can't tell the difference.
We're going. I'm gonna find out. Talk amongst yourselves.
Good Charlotte.
Like me growing up, I was always into Kiss.
That's cool.
My parents loved them. I actually went to them in concert. We actually went to the concert over my senior prom, which one of their millions of farewell
Okay, never
tours.
mind. I was way off base. It's My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance, emo days. But yeah, I mean that I loved them back in the day too. I mean, but no, but Kiss was always my go-to. I mean, I love Def Leppard and all the older stuff too. But you know, like Tony brought up hip hop. You know, I'm thinking like Ice Cube and you know, Run DMC and all these. You know, back in the.
There's just no better rock than 80s rock. I'm sorry.
No, I mean I like
nothing ages better. I would say, yeah. Like
I like listening to Hellstorm. I do like Hellstorm. I don't know why. I've always liked.
I do too. I tried to go see them. They're one of them. They got the chick singer, right?
Yep, Lizzie.
Yeah.
Lizzie Hill.
I mean, there's some good.
I always like them, even though they're technically Christian rock. I've always liked Evanescence. I don't know why, but listen, Amy Lee belt out them vocals. It just was always a big thing for me. I don't know.
There's some decent newer rock, but it's got to strike me. Like, and it's more on the newer stuff. It's more a song rather than a band that I'll like. Because I'll hear a song I really like, and then it's like I hear a couple of their other songs, and I'm like, yeah, I just really like the one song. You know?
That's it. Nowadays, it's more songs, like you're saying. I mean, you hear a song, and it's like, oh, I like this band. No, you like the song. Yeah.
Like, Brendan and Christina are going to a show that I think is so terrible. It's I can't even name off the freaking bands they're going to, but Ice Nine Kills is one of them. And I think they're
that's the band. That's the band where I see their name and I think it says Nine Inch Nails and I get excited.
Yeah.
Like for some reason my eyes play tricks on me.
They're so like, garbage. It's like they have zero talent, but they do this like theatrical rock with some of their songs. Like one of them's to some horror movie, but it's like a theatrical, like they're not singing and playing, they're talking, and it's like fucking garbage. Like,
well, that sounds like you're describing what me as a 42-year-old hear as Panic at the Disco anytime somebody wants to karaoke it or play it in a bar where I'm stuck there. And I'm like, this sounds like something they threw out while they were making Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, it was like, this is garbage. We can't use this. Like, that's what every Panic at the Disco song sounds like to me.
We actually went to Panic at the Disco in concert because I actually liked them back then. But they actually like did like a circus on stage. It was actually pretty cool.
I could imagine it.
It was actually pretty. I mean, they came out with guys on stilts and stuff. I mean, they were cool, but at the end of the day, they were all 19 years old and didn't care what the hell they were doing. I mean, something new.
But now,
the show was amazing. But now, I can't listen to them. But I can listen.
Well, I just don't know. Yeah, I mean, I had a Grease soundtrack, like a very popular London cast Grease soundtrack, because I was into Grease, and I wanted to hear, like, it just didn't make sense, like, listening to it without seeing it, and that's what I get from, like, Panic at the Disco. Like, I'm not going to like their stage show either. I don't want to go see a circus, even though I like Flaming Lips, and they sort of do that. But like, I don't like one day, like they're just like there's no rules to what they're doing unless you're watching Cats or something. Like I don't want to fucking see that, you know. Like I just don't like that. And like everybody knows all the words. It's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. Like angst, like you know,
even
beyond my understanding.
With Panic though, I mean, even the names of their songs were just like out there.
Yeah, they're like sentences.
Yeah.
Like I need a fucking nap.
Tragedies is like my biggest song of theirs, just because we played that at our wedding.
So what you're saying is ex-President Cockhair, now just Mr. Cock, named all their fucking songs?
Probably did.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
like,
I got a question. You're into Floyd and you're into kind of that genre, right? Fish.
no
I think
jam
they're
bands.
garbage.
And Pink Floyd's not a jam band. Pink Floyd didn't Grateful Dead it when you saw them. Like, they didn't play for hours. They just happened to have some songs that were long. Whereas like Grateful Dead and Fish, they're just like, just that's just a different thing. I don't like when they put bands in the same.
You're not so
category.
you don't like the Dead?
I wouldn't go see them, and I wouldn't turn them off. But like, I'm not a Deadhead. No, I wouldn't wear like a shirt with bears on it. I actually played a gig. I opened up for a Deadhead band, and I had to leave. Like, after I was like, Dick, I had somewhere to go anyway, but like, I was just like, I'm kind of like, I can't listen to a fake
They had
Dead
some
band
killer
for
songs
more than
though,
10
really.
minutes.
I mean, Touch of Grey, Uncle John's Band, Casey
Right.
Jones.
Well, any real Deadhead fan would automatically stop listening to you if you said Touch of Grey. Like, that's just some bullshit they think the record company made them do. And if you really like the Grateful Dead, you want to listen to Casey Jones be played for 25 minutes. Like, those are the real Dead fans. But yeah, I can listen. I made that Touch of Grey mistake one time when, like, I was just like talking to somebody that was definitely going to beat me up if I didn't be like sycophant. They're like, "What, you like the Dead, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "What songs?" I'm like, "Touch of Grey." He's like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
This guy doesn't know.
He's like, "Yeah, the commercial song. The one commercial song they made him make a music video for. They shouldn't even go in the music studio." And I'm like, "All right, dude, can you just not beat me up and go away?"
Yeah, why are certain people that are into music like that? I remember back in the day, like when we were in high school, Green Day was that way. It was, Green Day comes out and everybody likes their stuff, and it's like all the skater kids are like, "Well, I liked Green Day before they came on the radio, and they this bullshit." You didn't know that fucking album until you looked it up after they came out on the fucking radio. First of all,
I
so don't act like
definitely-
you fucking
So what was Green Day's first big song? In your opinion?
It had to
Basket
be,
Case.
What's that?
Basket Case.
Okay, was it not Longview, the bass one?
But which one did they release first?
I'm not sure. It had to be one of those two. But Welcome to Paradise was definitely third, which is weird because they redid Welcome to Paradise for Dookie, and it pre-existed. So they might that song might have been popular first in some cities because it was older. But I was gonna say, I will never claim that I knew Green Day before Dookie, but I certainly went back and listened to 1039 Smooth and Kurt Plunk and liked them more. And I still like the two albums that precede Dookie more because they sound more like a punk band,
Right.
And the further they got away from, the further they went, the less punk they. I mean, for Christ's sake, like they did like fucking Broadway show. I mean, how non-punk is that?
Yeah.
So
they're just like
I definitely don't listen to
Metallica.
them anymore.
They went. They're just like Metallica. They went away from their original sound. They went soft and commercial. Which going commercial isn't bad if your stuff stays along your roots, right? Like there's nothing wrong about making songs for the radio. That's how you're going to get people to listen to you and get a newer audience, right? But like you have to stick with what your sound is. Changing sounds I never found was good. Fuck, Machine Gun Kelly was a murder rapper. Now what? He's a rocker.
Well, Kid Rock did the same thing at least 3 times more than that.
Yeah.
Kid Rock kept trying and trying and trying. He's even gotten more popular now with like the right wing, before he was like rap rack. What's it called rack? Before rap rock, yeah. But before that he was straight up rap, and then before that he was straight up rock. Now he's just fucking country, because it's the easiest to manipulate, and he's fucking said that, And that's the other thing that bothers me. It's like I can see from the other side of like what's talent and what's manipulation, and like The unfortunate thing is these people made a living at some point doing it, and they have to continue doing that. And art doesn't march to that beat. Like, you know, you started out like the Green Day is great in the beginning, Coldplay is great in the beginning because they were like, you know, poor, and you know, you have more to say. You're you know, you have nothing to say if you're living in a fucking mansion. Nobody cares anyway, you know, except another person in a mansion, you know, like, and even then. But you know, I just remember Coldplay was a big one for me. I can't stand them now. And I'm gonna start like unfriending people that keep showing up at like, we're at Coldplay. You know, I'm like, I gotta unfriend them. Like, I didn't know you were dumb enough to like Coldplay in fucking 2022. Jesus Christ, what a shit band they are. But they didn't start out shit. When I saw them at the Electric Factory, Andy knows the venue I'm talking about, how small it is. They were like Chris Martin like didn't know what a tremolo thing did on his guitar. He ended up throwing it down mid-song, had a hissy fit, and left. I mean, he wouldn't do that shit now. Now he's like, you know, like fucking waving to you in Disney World, you know, like, what a fucking phony. But they came out and they said one line in this song, which was Yellow, their first hit song, is about how one of our bandmates came back with cocaine that was so bad it was yellow. Now, they're not talking about how Yellow is about yellow cocaine at this point. You know, that's anything but. Now, that's fucking cool. What they are now is fucking douchey. And all these people that are seeing Coldplay now, it's like, no, you have no fucking idea. Like, they were cool. Their first album is all they had.
Well, we've definitely struck a nerve with Justin.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Dude,
Tony, we haven't heard shit from you.
Dude, I had my cousin from England ship me over Coldplay, so I did know about them before. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm going to give you the last, because this sounds like this could be a full episode, too. We struck a nerve with Justin, for sure. That conspiracy theory.
Coldplay was actually going to be my episode. So,
that conspiracy theory. So, Tony, last word on music.
So, Papa Roach, what do we think?
He's releasing new shit too. Yeah, he's releasing new shit too, and this new shit is terrible.
I love their old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he's a dictionary, though. You know, if he can keep writing songs where he like says a word and then he immediately tells you what it means. Suffocation, no breathing. Like, thanks. You know, I like that era of music. But they're pretty good. Are they still a band? Are they doing stuff?
Yeah, they just released something new here recently.
Yeah, Ego Trip or something like that. I think with the album stuff. Swerve, don't swerve in my lane. There's so, I mean, I still like Papa Roach. So, I mean, even back in the days and to now, I mean, they do have some good songs. You know, some. I don't know. I like to see them in concert. They came around here a couple times. They don't play at big places when they come here. So, I mean, they're still. I mean, yeah, you know them from fucking 2000s when they came out with Infest. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they seem like they're still back to their roots. You know, they don't play these big places like some of these people do nowadays. They still play the smaller places. So, I mean, I just want to get your opinion on it, see how you guys felt, since, you know, we're talking about some of the stuff like that in the back of the day, the Green Days and all them. So,
yeah,
I definitely I like the idea that they're playing small shows. I mean, whether they're like relegated to that from like how popular they still are or whatever. I like the idea that they're doing that. You know, I don't like the arena bands because, first of all, the cost to go see anybody now. Yeah, I mean, outrageous. Technically, I'm a fan of nobody if we're playing by those rules, because I haven't seen a fucking concert.
We did the first concert we took Brendan to. We went to the Hella Megatour in Philadelphia. And that was good stuff.
Who was that?
Green Day, Weezer. Who was the other one? There's three big ones. Oh, Adam Levine.
Maroon 5?
No, not Maroon 5.
3 days.
Not Maroon 5.
3 Days Down. No.
No. Oh my God.
Avenged Sevenfold.
No.
Haybar Playground.
Fallout Boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
Fallout Boy, Weezer, and Green Day. So, it was
Wow. They're from different eras. I mean, Weezer and Green Day I can
Yeah.
understand. Fall Out Boy is way past my time. That was like a bunch of kids that I didn't want to listen
Yeah.
to.
I'll strike a chord with
But,
you guys before we get out of here. Eminem.
Uh-oh.
I
Nothing
love
wrong
him.
with that.
Eminem.
I was
He can rap
Eminem.
fast.
He's
He
like
was
rapping the
Eminem.
album of all his greatest hits. People are freaking out because it's not new stuff and all that. But I agree.
Well, I mean, how many... It must take him forever to write one song because of how much he says in a song, you know? But, yeah. Well, you know, like the
It's gonna be so
homophobic stuff he used to do.
Oh, he used
Like,
to
is he gonna-
hit everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, is he gonna edit like all like the I'll say F words, is he gonna edit like all the stuff that he's pretending he's not like homophobic about now and all that stuff? Like, no, it was in context. Like, okay, well, people don't care about context anymore. They're gonna freak out that I just said the F word, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
we're not allowed to say the F word. Now I got to go back and do an edit.
well, I want to say this: Dire Straits has that song where he says that little has his own and that little is a millionaire, and I'm like, can't hear that song anymore, you know?
No, it's been
And I'm
cancel
like-
cultured.
Yeah, I'm against that, man. Come on. I agree. I agree that Eminem was in context every time he said something, and besides that, he's like South Parky and he's dissing everybody, so therefore he's not offending anybody. You know? Sorry to make you
Well-
edit that, but
Well, we done touched some nerves with Justin, so I think we have some awesome shows coming up here soon. We got to hear from our fans out there, listeners out there about the thieves, right? Fuck the thieves. Everybody thinks fuck the thieves. We're gonna have a new election because the two people that went up for election fucking suck. I hope they don't get voted for at all in the new election. Email us if you want to get in the election. backtalkus@gmail.com. Good talk about baseball, steroid era, and some music. Real good show today. Dustin, last words, buddy.
Oh, thanks for everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Everybody have a safe week. Not much else to say. Just email us what your thoughts are on the show and give us some topics to talk about. What do you guys want to hear out there? You can email us at backtalkus@gmail.com. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Have a good week.
Tony.
Oh, Raw switches tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You sure didn't know.
TV 14 on Raw tonight, yeah.
Got to
We'll see if
mention
that actually happened.
Yeah. Well,
After
I mean,
9
I guess if Vince McMahon's allowed to pay off women to, shut up and they throw out that hearing, then I guess everything's a go on WWE. Justin, we need to let you get back to playing your game here. So, last words.
still not at a save point here. This fucking game. I said this a little bit. I mentioned this a little bit before because we talked about Gotham. Andy made me watch it. Probably one of my more favorite shows of the past 10 years. I think they did a really good job with it. But the kid who plays the Joker on there is in this game. You know, because all these games now, they get actors to come in and they do the mocap stuff. Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty interesting. In terms of touching my nerve, thanks for touching my nerve. And in terms of that, I'll be back.
Nice. Well, thanks
Talk
everybody
some more
for tuning
shit
in.
on new popular music.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in with us today. Hate to jet so early, but Dustin's going to be in the booth alone tonight, so he's got to get out and call a race. So thanks for tuning in. Hit us up on the emails. We need to hear from you. We want to know who's going to be in the election. Until then, everybody, tits up.
Straight vodka.